Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another video for Modern Warfare. Not, it's going to be a little bit different for this video. It's not going to be any kind of gun builds or anything, but more so for the settings and stuff that you can actually put on for uh, like how fast your sensitivity and stuff is for acquiring targets and stuff and doing a bunch of stuff. Or like if you're like using a console, you also have the aim assist options and stuff. So. I want to be going over that all throughout the options, and I want to show you guys what the stuff that, or the settings that I run on, and what I recommend to you guys as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and go into it, and I'll explain what all this stuff does. So, the two main things, or three main things we're going to be looking at is the dead zone section, and this is the sensitivity on which, like, when you press your actual controller, like your analog sticks. Uh, the slightest little bit of pressure that you actually push on one side of it to, I guess, like, make your guy move forward, it's a lot more sensitive. So you can just barely touch the analog stick if you put it all the way to the bottom, and that'll make it to where it's incredibly sensitive. So when you do that, any kind of slight touch or movement to your controller or to your actual sticks there will move your guy in that direction. And that makes it to where that your reflex times and stuff that for you to actually turn and stuff is a lot better. So you don't need to put in a whole lot of effort to move your fingers forward. So normally, if I would just barely push on my stick here, my guy will kind of start walking. If I have my dead zone turned up or like turned down all the way, it'll make it to where I'll be more walking like this, like if I put a lot more pressure on it. So I would be walking a little bit faster than I would barely touching it. So I have it there. And I have it at 3 right now. If you put it all the way down to 0, you can kind of see it starts to drift a little bit on the screen. So I would not recommend putting it all the way down on 0, just because of that weird drift. And 1 doesn't really seem to do that. So it looks like 3 seems to be your best option here. Or probably not. So what I do, I run it either on 3 because it makes it to where that it does technically move, I think. Yeah, it does slightly move, but it's like to where you can barely even notice it. So I recommend setting your dead zone sensitivity on 3 or 4. It's really up to you guys. It's the lowest that you can possibly get without getting any kind of drift to your reticle, to your actual gun. And this one is up to the horizontal stick sensitivity and the vertical stick sensitivity. This is for both directions, like left and right movement, horizontal. You can bump it up from like all the way down to 1, which is really low, and this is how slow it is. As you can see, it takes me forever to actually turn. But if I bump it up all the way up to, like insane 20 kind of deal, I could spin like crazy. So this is the kind of sensitivity that you would have on like a PC or something. Actually, you would have it a lot higher because you would have a DPI, I believe that's what you call it, setting, so you can actually turn it up a little bit more. So if you guys want to have the max amount of like reflex time for you to like spin around with someone, obviously 20 is the highest that you would want to go. But I find to be about 11 to 13 to the very high section. 11 to 13 seems to be really good. It's real fast, as you can see, but you can slow it down too. Every time you aim. So aiming also has like its own sensitivity. It's also like really fast now. I already have that stuff already set. But aiming for like low zoom optics and high zoom optics all have the exact same setting, but that only applies when you're actually aiming. So you can have that. And obviously the very high for like vertical, that's up and down kind of sensitivity. So you want to put those somewhere. So I recommend either 11 to 13, so we're in the middle section of the whole board is pretty good. Like I said, it's really fast, so you can lock on, or you can get to where you can turn around to enemies real fast, and make it to where it's not too fast, and you'll kind of like overshoot your target, or make it to where it's a lot harder for you to actually shoot. Now, there's one more, and this one only applies to consoles, so anyone that's on PC can really help you with that one. So I believe this is in the general section. If I could find it. Weird. Give me just a second. Aim response curve. Okay, so no, that's not that one. Aim assist. There we go. I overlooked it. So aim assist. So aim assist on here has 4 different settings, or actually 3 different settings aside from disable. So you can disable it if you want to. So what aim assist is for console players and PC players, or not for PC players because they have technically by just how the controls are a little bit better aiming. But I want to let you know now for anyone that actually plays on PC, the aim assist is not as freaking overpowered as you may think it is. It will keep you like more drifting towards the person while you're looking at them. It does not make it to where you snap onto them like you're hacking. And it's not. It's like an extremely weak form of like just trying to drag you along there. It makes it easier so you can actually focus up on someone when you don't really have the reflex speeds of a mouse where you can just whip across the dang board. So I'll let you know now the aim assist is not that freaking good. But as you can see here for the actual like aim assist settings here, it's the standard one, traditional aim, slow down near target. So when you're around the target, it'll actually slow down and actually like make it to where you can steady your aim a little bit more on them. Strong aim, slow down, that only kicks in when aiming closer to the target. So this makes it to where that it'll actually slows down your actual movement there, makes it to where you're a little bit more accurate when you're a lot closer. Best for accurate players. And then focusing, strong aim, slow down, that also kicks in when narrowly missing the target. So when you're barely missing the target here for focusing, it'll kind of drag you back over there for it, back over to the target. So it says best for players new to analog aiming. So focusing is really what you would want to have when you want to get the most amount of aim assist. Standard is the most weakest form of it. That's what practically everyone runs on, and probably most people don't even know this is an option in here. Precision is like that weird middle group, so it's make it to where that people are actually pretty good with the target, but they're not necessarily the best, or like the best for accurate players there for more precision. So that's like the more harder kind of aim assist. That's still giving you aim assist, but it's like, well, I guess it wouldn't really be the weakest form. Standard is just somewhere in the middle. Precision is like the weakest form there. But focusing is there for the newest players, so that makes it to where that will give you the best aim assist you can get. So if you're just barely missing people, if it's like shooting over their shoulder or their arm or something, it'll drag you back on the target a little bit more, and that's what I would be running on. I did run that when I first started playing Modern Warfare for a while, but I went back to standard, obviously. But yeah, so these are kind of the settings I would run, either 11 to 13 really high, 0.3 for the dead zone for the sensitivity of the analog sticks, and focusing for you guys that are new, standard for you guys that are pretty good at the game, uh, and the guys that are, like really accurate, you're actually pretty spot on for mastering weapons and stuff. But if you still want some type of aim assist, uh, it's there for precision. Or if you just want to play without aim assist at all and you think that more like harms you than anything, then you can always disable it and it won't really do anything for you. So here's also like the downfalls of aim assist. If there's more than 2 enemies in front of you, uh, it will actually lock on to the closest thing next to your reticle or your actual like sight that you're looking down. So if there's an enemy really close up to you, looking at you, ready to fire at you or shooting at you, you can lock onto his teammate behind him, and the game will start making you shoot at him instead of the actual player. So the aim assist really does a lot more harm than does good because anyone can eventually master the weapon and get really good at aiming in the game in general. So you don't really need aim assist in the long run, and it'll just at that point just give you more trouble than it's really worth. So I just wanted to make that clear for anyone that's actually playing on the dang PC and they think that stuff is overpowered, because it is not. That's like the only way for it to actually be enjoyable for newer players or just people in general on the console. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This one's just going to be a little bit different. It's mostly just looking at the options and the ones I run in those 3 sections. If you guys want to, you can also go to the ADS sensitivity. I have it down at 1. And this is what 1 looks like. You could go pretty fast with it already. I already like the default options for the aiming sensitivity there, but that's different there. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I know this, like I said, a little bit different, just going over settings and stuff, and some of the stuff to help out newer players that get into the game, or the guys that are not really the best at aiming, or if you think you can improve, or any way to make it to where that you can improve on your aiming. This is how you could do it, make it to where you're a little bit more competitive and faster when it comes to mobility, I guess. Yeah, so there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see y'all in the next one.